who'll go forward today.
Umpires this afternoon, Conlon, Chamberlain and Armstrong, and we're underway. Blake knocks it down. Ablett a half chance. Ling gets a hand pass out. Selwood's over the football, then proceeded to leave it behind. Boak spins out of trouble, feeds it wide. Nicely done. Salopek. Good last week, Salopek. A little indecision there. Trengove. Lots of indecision there. Penalised.
Gee, good harassing there. He was just too slow. They had no options. They wanted to get it on by Boot, but just good pressure by the Cats.
Bartel with a free kick to the pocket. The mark is held by Hawkins.
Too easy.
40 metres out.
Too easy. They had time to get back Port, and the Cats worked it out really well.
You're on your line.
Here's the pressure.
Sometimes you just got to kick it, though. You just got to kick it.
They're very hesitant to kick down the line to a 50-50 contest. I'd rather it be at centre wing than deep in inside your defence.
Well, in that situation, too, he can head for the boundary. Even if you kick it out of bounds on the full, give it away, regroup. Here's Hawkins, meantime. And he misses.
He tried to steer that. Big Tomahawk, he tried to move it from left to right. Beautiful conditions out there. The breeze normally a factor here, but not this afternoon.
So Surgeon gets it from Cracker. And now Kasisi kicks wide. Chaplin, well done though by Johnson. He was terrific. Bartel couldn't quite get the handball away to Ablett. Rather it was Burns. And that'll be a ball up.
And they'll want to bounce back to the Cats.
Two good mates there. They used to come to training together. Davenport and Ablett. Rub of the hair.
Yeah, when Davenport first came to Geelong, he stayed with Ablett in his house and was down here for a couple of years. He's done well against.
Free kick, no need to make contact.
Just off the ball. Just off the ball, just put.
Doesn't need to make contact, a stop ball situation.
And Corns will be the recipient.
Davenport kicked a couple of goals against his old Cats, and the only time he's played against them. So Treadray on a short lead from Cracker.
Gee, there's a lot of players around the footy. No one in either arc of either part of the ground. So they're all inside the centre part of the of Skills Stadium. Not one player in either 50-metre arc.
Pearce just drives along that outer side, flying from behind his Treadway. Well, that was a terrific mark. Sandwich between two. The mark was taken by Harry Taylor. Plays on immediately to Corey. That was a fine grab by Taylor. Kicks down towards the 50. Bit of a fumble from Hawkins. Tracks it towards the boundary and takes it across.
Stevie J has started the season a little bit slowly. He'll be looking forward to get some touch early on in the game. And there we go. Seeing all the space, all the players chasing the football.
So Brogan and Blake were roved by Gray, but he went to ground, and now Selwood over the top, couldn't quite, and then Burns and also Kane Corns. So in a holding pattern early this match, packed house, 30,900 the capacity. There's a little trip on Gray, first game for the season's had a bad back. Ling couldn't quite break through. Good tackle, and then Boak, the local boy, to Corns, and then goes back.
He's back.
So, not much flow yet. So Kane Corns
making him earn his first couple of possessions. It's his second free kick very early on in the game.
It's very high up in the AFL for tackles this year. He's had a different role this season, and he's had a spectacular start actually in the first.
He's not stopping as much as what he has in previous years, and I think he looks a lot fitter coming into the season, Bruce.
Cracker gave it to Salopek. Salopek out of the back pocket, comes towards the boundary. A man having a very good season, Westhoff. Made that half volley, a difficult one, look easy. Kicks it up towards the wing. Stewart had to go, got a hand to it. Davenport taken high by Corey will get the free kick. Davenport, who virtually won the game against the West Coast Eagles in Perth off his own boot. Pearce has it, goes long to the outer side. Now Cracker can run, decides to prop and just pop it over the top. Well thought out. Ebert was coming to him, and Ebert has taken the mark just outside the 50.
That first kick of Pearce's was so important. He could have gone into the centre of the ground, but he saw the option out wider, which just got over the top of the zone, and Ebert, he's within distance. He can kick the ball 60 metres, not a problem.
Interesting too, the player he bypassed there with a long kick. The shorter of the two wasn't happy.
No.
Ebert drives it. Hasn't got the carry. Big pack in the goal square. Falls in front. Then went to Blake at the back. Mackey forcing it backwards towards goal, and the ball is out of bounds in the pocket.
Just have a look at this Stevie J.
Oh, gee.
Look, doesn't look good, but I think he got free, he got wrong-footed, so...
Gray didn't get wrong-footed and kicks the goal.
Great goal.
Roved it beautifully. Port get the first major.
Gee, they've been waiting for this player to come back. As good as Brett Ebert is, he need this quality that he's got, his sureness around the plate. He's come off for a rest. But it's just amazing when you see a player that hasn't played who knows where the ball is going to land and can finish off the job at the same time. They're crucial. They're super important as Roden comes on for his first run.
Well, he's not unlike Gary Ablett Jr. He's not in the same class, but he's a similar style of player.
Interesting, the Geelong forward line today. The first time we've seen the three big boys down there together, Podsy, Adley, Mooney and, of course, Hawkins. So it'll be interesting to see whether that works. They don't normally have three tools in there at once.
History says it doesn't work, but you never know. Here's Roden, first kick back, well done. But Eckers, he goes out towards right half forward. Hitchcock in front, missed it. Pearce has got it. Well done by Pearce. Slips away
nice
from Kelly. Too nimble. A short one is on. Treadway coming hard at the ball. Wonderful courage. Bartel coming in his path. Goes back to Pearce. Roden. Now this would be something. Well, great defence there. A man just getting a hand to him in right. Enough to affect the kick.
What a start by Roden. Came on the ground and within 15 seconds he's had a couple of touches. That'll do his confidence no end of good.
And the Port selectors who have taken a bit of a chance, and everything so far at Nord and at Albert have suggested that he's ready for the occasion. Missed kick there was smothered off the boot. Handball coming out from Stewart. This is Corns, Kane. He had Chad next to him. Delivers to centre half forward. Hitchcock's got a fair bit of it. Heard the umpire.
Man in front. That's exactly right.
So Ablett to Milburn, and now they can break them open. Chapman will go over the top. Hawkins on his own. Didn't take the mark, and now Chaplin's got half a chance. Johnson with him. Porter do well to get out of this. Could be problems.
Holding the ball. Two Port Adelaide players over it. Two Port Adelaide players over it. You've got to knock it out. No.
Well, let's go back to where this the turnover occurred.
Watch where he plays on from, though. That's more important. He comes forward. He's well forward of the mark, and he's allowed to go. Now, that's wrong. Can't do that.
Should have come back. And here it is.
Well, good luck.
Well, that's very lucky.
Tom,
But the Pod gets his chance to kick his first goal at Skills Stadium.
Yes.
Those two of his camped over it.
Podsy Adley directly in front, comes in. He's used to kicking goals.
Den, we love the Pod. He'll become one of our favourites.
If he hangs around long enough, yeah.
He will. He's only 28. He's a young 28.
He's a young 28.
Very, very young.
How do you become a young... I'd like to be a young 56, wouldn't you, Dan? Or whatever.
He's some numbers.
He's dominated VFL footy for such a long time, and credit to Geelong for taking, an educated risk, but he's still a risk at 28, and hopefully he can continue on for many years.
Number 31, James Podsy Adley. He was 4 times in the VFL Team of the Year. He's a life member of the VFL. A remarkable story. 28 years of age. Hasn't played in a winning Geelong team. He's the only bloke out there that hasn't. But that'll be rectified at some stage shortly, you would think. He played last week against the Dockers. Good tackle there from Stewart. Attacked by Wojcinski, and then gets away from Hitchcock. Terrific stuff, Wojcinski. Salopek has to run back against the flight. Did well in the end against Burns, and then Surgeon on the wrong side for him. Gets it back to about 60. Stewart at the back, good fly. And then Thomas wanting the boundary line. Does he get it? Not quite. Taylor goes back. Enright. And then Enright with a measured kick. So one Corey to another. Haven't they been great players, the two of them? Kicks to centre wing. And Mooney not quite. Carlisle with him.
It's been all right, Carlisle, too, for the start of the season. He's had some big jobs in there. All defenders get big jobs each week, but he's had some clever players to play on.
Brogan after Otten slipped over. Otten's arrived just in the nick of time, but Brogan comes away with the football down towards half forward. And Taylor again.
50. Just a grab of the jumper there after he'd taken the mark. Wasn't a part of the contest.
And I would say few players have seen as many rule changes over their careers as Warren Treadway has. Little tweaks
Harry,
here and there, and as a result, sometimes you just forget those things.
Some for the better too, Den.
Yes, not saying one way or the other, but you just forget, don't you?
Go long here. They've got numbers back Geelong.
Harry started very well, kicks towards the pocket. Podsiadly up very high. Kasisi the crumb though. Trengove to the opposite pocket. Taken there by Carlisle. Carlisle decides to really slow it up. Kasisi runs for him though.
Good running.
Yeah, helps his mate out. Kicks short of the wing. In front, Chapman punched away by Roden. It's out of bounds. Boundary throw in outer side. Scores locked together at 7 apiece. Early going on a Sunday at Skilled Stadium.
Just possession-wise, Port Adelaide have had 36 to Geelong 20. They've had their fair share of the footy.
Hold Brad Evans' free kick, arms around, play on.
So Ottens' free kick, and now Milburn centering ball to Duncan. He's been very impressive. And then from about 55 metres,
beautiful.
it's a lovely kick to Ablett.
He saw that, and no other player did. He had some teammates running by him that had every right to probably get stuck into Mitch Duncan for not giving it off, but he saw the space and he directed Ablett where to go. It wasn't Ablett who made the first lead, it was actually Duncan who identified the space.
Well, any 18-year-old who can force his way into this team in his first season at the club's got to be something, and that's what Duncan is. Because this is a hard team to get into. And Ablett from the pocket. Well, he's so skillful, isn't he?
A really good setup there by the Cats, but that came through a silly free kick. You'll see it here. He could have given it off to James Kelly, but he knew exactly what he was doing. Now he actually saw the hand go up too. Ablett directed him to the space also, so really well combined. The silly free kick though, that was the result of that against Ottens.
Daniel Pearce started the year off very well after a pretty good year 2 years ago. Quieter last year. He's trying to get away from Cameron Ling at the moment on the wing, but he is being tagged by Ling. He's in for a hard day, Daniel.
Rucks go at it again. Very high was Blake to tap it down. Roden, as he's done before this afternoon, digs it out of the middle. Gray goes back to Roden inside the centre square. Nice regulated kick just comes out to Westhoff, who was going. Now he's told that he was going. Milburn honoured every call from the umpire, stepped back and then got involved. Well done by Westhoff, though. Applied pressure to Burns, who kicked it out of bounds on the full.
Really good effort there. He made a monumental error, but he was able to butter it up and force the turnover.
Surgeon to Pearce.
Oh, they're free here.
Richo was talking about. Broke is on. The boy from Torquay takes the ball close to the boundary line. Just down the road, Torquay. 30 minutes according to the Ox. Davenport centres the ball, and it's taken by Treadray.
What happened there? Westhoff forced the turnover, and the Cats weren't quick enough to respond. When Milburn actually got it off Westhoff, every Geelong player to run forward, and they weren't able to get back in time. Really good movement by Port Adelaide to get the ball down quickly into a one-on-one contest.
So Treadray, Port Adelaide's greatest ever player, fair to say, in the AFL. You wonder how much tread is left on those wheels. Well, that's straight enough, straight through the middle.
There's a little bit of support here, a little bit of support for Port Adelaide, but here it is. You'll see Milburn just swatted away and the Cats were off, but it was this lunge just there. And a nice little acrobatical somersault, but they moved the ball quickly, and that was the key there to getting into an open 50. Beautiful conditions. They should be able to move the ball without too many troubles. And you'll see Ottens there. So once Podsiadly comes off, they're going to stretch Port Adelaide's defence. They're going to keep the tools down there. Beautiful conditions, as we said. And the big boys might be able to take some serious marks.
Beautiful up here, Ox. Pretty warm down there, I reckon, for the players. Ablett goes inside to Bartel, who goes for goal. And there he is, right on Ox's cue.
Too big.
He knows things a lot quicker than you and I, Den. But there you go, he's missed. How do you do it, Ox?
Well, it's patience, and Mick said it best, I think.
Dennis.
He did. Just knowing when to strike. See, it's been there for a while, but he could sense it, Oxy. So Cracker to bring it in. Corns in the back pocket. Short of the wing, a lot of Geelong players here. Two of them compete, Blake and Podsiadly. Podsiadly goes after the football. He did dive on it. He did knock it out. Westhoff had it momentarily. Pearce tries to sit on it. Boak fell out backwards, locked between his legs. That's an ugly-looking pack.
Plenty of numbers around. I think James Podsiadly at the moment is just feeling a little bit timid to actually jump into his own team and teammates or jump into opposition. He's just got to see the ball, go the ball.
Well, it's tough when you've been the king of the VFL and suddenly you arrive at the reigning premiers of the AFL. Just have to find your niche. Under pressure is Kelly, knocked away by Taylor. Diving after the football in there and getting a free kick is Gray.
A little bit of feeling out there at the moment.
Gray wants to go, too clever by half. He got into his move. Now they're under pressure around the centre. Logan just gave a terrible hand pass across the Boak. Well, Boak is very lucky to escape a sanction there.
He got crunched. He had no chance, did he?
A couple of bad handballs. I mean, Gray, as Dennis said, he just took off too early and then put Logan under a little bit of pressure, and he put Boak under a heap. But Port doing okay. Competitiveness has been their big key pre-season.
Dived on it. No.
Gee, they've been red hot on that.
Play on.
So Ablett gets it from Corey and then comes wide. Duncan. And Chapman on the lead. Now Ottens wants it up and over the back, but Chapman's going short. Good kick. And the little good from Mooney. And then Selwood, magnificent pass.
Can't stop that.
Oh.
You cannot stop it, Bruce. They're just perfect kicks out to space. And all those three players they had to do was put their arms up, and it was absolutely perfect.
Well, this is where Jono's probably not at his absolute best from set shots, but there you go. The moment I said it, it went as straight as a gun barrel.
Just with that bit of play, it's very obvious they're trying to get players into the game. They give the short one out the back to Ablett. They could have gone long, but they hit up Chappie. He hasn't been prominent early. Then they give the easy one into Selwood. He hasn't had really all that much of it. Then they give it to Stevie J, who we haven't seen yet. That's how good teams get good players up and going.
Brad Ottens just came off the ground again. He started on the bench, then went to the forward line, and then now back to the bench. You get the feeling if they can help it today, they don't want to play him in the ruck too much with that knee injury that he's got. The posterior cruciate, they do get hurt in the ruck.
Stevie Johnson now, 6 goals on the season. Spills wide of the bounce. Down goes Joel Corey. Being held without it, gets the free kick.
Thank you. Stay on, Robbie. Cheers, mate.
Joel Corey, such a good player over such a long time. What a beautiful kick. Podsiadly takes the mark, spots a man down towards the pocket. Well done by Corns. Intended for Bartel. Johnson. Well, you would have bet on that one, Dave. Bouncing right to left when it's set up on its point. That's what he was expecting. It didn't.
Well, normally he'd kick those ones, and the set shots, Bruce, as you were talking about, he'd miss. So just a little bit back to front at the moment for Jono.
But getting a bit of the ball early. Kicked 5 goals in his first 3. As Ox said, he's been going okay, but nothing really special from Stevie J, which we normally see regularly. So Port with some decisions to make here. They've held Geelong up reasonably well, and they've been able to counter-punch a couple of times. They're playing the patient game. Treadray looks in good nick. Kick goal, good mark by Blake. Brogan just did well there, Brogan, but they're now back to Milburn. And then Milburn with a high ball to centre wing. Burns caught underneath. Tringo should have taken the mark, didn't, and then puts a high tackle on. Well, didn't get the free kick away. So lucky in a couple of occasions. Surgeon's handball to a contest, not good. Pearce cut off by Enright. Back to Chapman. Concedes a bit of ground, Chapman. To Milburn. He concedes confidently to Taylor. And then Taylor with a long, loping left footer to centre wing. Bartel, always a good thing to take a mark like that. Now the corridor, and now maybe some danger.
Mackie, Wojcinski. Beats 1, beats 2. Wojcinski goes down towards right half forward. Chapman. Burns peels off. He'll lay the ball in short. Terrible effort. May have ricocheted off Cracker. It's gone out of bounds. It'll go out on the full, apparently.
Just flirting a little bit at the moment, Geelong. They've being a little bit too cute. Oh.
Pierce, well, speaking of the devil, he tried to be a little too cute with that one, but Hitchcock's got it. Hitchcock goes inside the forward 50. Now 1 against 2. Davenport is outnumbered. Mackey, was he pushed to the back? I thought he was. No free kick. Ottens goes after the football. And the scramble develops about 40 metres out from goal.
Let's have a look at this. He certainly milked it, but there... Oh, no, there was a free kick.
Yeah.
He milked it, but...
He's a funny player, Mackey, though, isn't he? Sometimes he doesn't shine when the stakes are low. And he was just ambling a little bit there. Bartel taken down. It's going to be a free kick. And it's going to Port.
It's against Ling.
We like both.
Back to you, mate. Thanks.
Just hanging on.
Right there.
A product of the Geelong under-18s, wearing Josh Franco's famous number 10.
Gee, they rate him so highly at Port Adelaide.
It's down here today, Josh, calling for radio.
Wasn't he a player, Josh? Terrific player. This one hangs out to the right, behind.
And 9 times out of 10, that would have gone through because the breeze always brings them right to left, but
Maybe the new grandstand, Ox.
that's what it is. He hasn't been down here for a while, Boak.
It's a little bit of a shield there. Wojcinski's low kick beauty to Milburn. So Geelong, with a couple of well-placed kicks, get it to centre wing. Kelly, Bartel, they sold him into a bit of trouble, okay. Lonigan with a long high ball. Dangerous territory. Johnson and Carlisle. Still Johnson. Well, he's odds on to kick a goal from here right now. And there he is. Odds on. Don't look on with Stevie.
There's anything more frightening for any defender in the competition when the ball goes over the top and Stevie Jo's got 1 metre on you. You know he'll turn you inside out. He'll snap one from, where he probably has no right to snap them, but that goes through the middle. That's regulation. That's too easy for Stevie.
He's got such orientation on the footy field, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yep.
And he twists and turns and very clever.
Carlisle does everything right. Gets goal side of him. Thinking he's okay there and then realises, oops.
Yeah, too good.
Too good, too quick, too nimble. Brogan went to ground. Cassisi. Ling took him down and the umpire will do it again. Approaching quarter time and Geelong have skipped away to lead by 13.
Pretty sharp football though in the first term.
Yeah, it's been good stuff, hasn't it? The ruckman lock up. First to get his arm free there was Ottens, knocked it down, but straight to Cassisi, who kicks inside the forward 50. Hasn't his marking been good this afternoon, Harry Taylor?
Brilliant.
Wojcinski, Mackey, over the top to Lonigan. Harry's running for him. Lonigan bypasses him. That was intelligent. In right to Ling, not so good. Ling on his knees, feeds it back. Mackey's got it, in trouble. Not a good hand pass, just up in hope. Pushing the back on Lonigan, no free kick. Trying to emerge with the football down there is Salopek, and the umpire decides to ball it up.
Have a look at the contested marks. 6 to Geelong, none to Port Adelaide, and 3 of those taken by Harry Taylor. So, in the air, been far dominant.
Brian Lake starting something, isn't he? Big defenders taking contested marks and not punching away. Wojcinski, or rather Enright, gets it to Kelly. And then Kelly to Johnson with Surgeon. And that ball now trickles out.
There's been a change made. So Surgeon's now gone to Stevie Joe. Just see it here.
Ooh.
Oh, should have been a free.
Brogan and Ottens. It just came off Ottens' knee, I think, in the end.
Should have been a push too.
And Ablett.
Yeah.
You've locked his arm in, mate.
So Geelong with the footy again, and this is Enright with a long ball to full forward. Almost, well, he had a lot of it, Mooney. Then Chaplin had to search, and now Corns away.
Chaplin pushes up the ground to Westhoff. Thought about going back. Kicks it down towards half forward. Who wants it? Lonigan. He was the first man to peel off. It was landing in no man's land. He made it his. Enright gave it to Ling. Driven around the outer side. That's not a good kick. Dropped down there by Chapman. Chapman goes after the footy. Hand passes looking for Johnson. Bounce back to him, but across the line, apparently. So we'll have a boundary throw in.
Gee, that's a poor kick by Westhoff coming through the middle of the ground. You just turn it over. You do all the hard work to run it out of defensive 50 and give it up as easy as that. Inside 50 is 11-7. That's a concern for Port. Too often going inside.
Well, he should have got the last one, shouldn't he?
Gee, they missed Brogan last week too. Not being out there, they got slaughtered in the ruck by the big Brisbane ruckman. Good to have him back.
He's had some shoulder problems, Brogan, for a long time now. Thomas getting it from Cracker. And then careful with the kick, and then Roden. Hands in the back against Enright.
Didn't need to, just have it.
Well, he had all the advantages, didn't he, in height and all that, the drop, but Corns now back to Boak, but Port not going anywhere here. Salopek, Boak, pressure, turnover, Bartel, Chaplin did well. Gray, handball effective to Corns, so Chad to Kane to Boak, doesn't go over the top, goes down the line, free kick.
But they've had about 15 possessions and they've moved a metre.
Yep.
So Stewart in his first game, that's not a good kick.
No, terrible kick. It bounces down, though, to Roden. Worked out okay. Over the top. Look out. Oh, turning around. Boak was hit hard by Milburn. Very slow to get up, Boak, but he's getting up or trying to.
He will get up. That was a big hit. Fair hit, but big hit. He's a tough young man to see this.
Milburn did nothing wrong. Just lowered his shoulder and drove in hard like a veteran.
Yeah, and he could have made it a lot worse. But
of course he could have.
He'll just lose a bit of stuffing. But he is as tough as nails, this young man.
And this is the problem when you hand pass around, as Port were doing. There's always an element of danger late in the procedure.
Stay there. Play on.
So Ling and Enright, Ling getting a high tackle now. Mackie switching it up wide. Wojcinski, the dasher. Now Lonigan running hard. Didn't quite take it. Cracker sweats on him. Lonigan's got some support in Burns. Cracker just went to ground, and then Burns, well done, Corns. Terrific stuff. Handball a little sloppy. Treadray's handball misses the mark. So Port can't afford to be doing that. Gray, still Gray. Bounce to Tredray. Now Tredray's got a bit of time here. Can he deliver? He does. It was a daisy cutter to Ebert. Tredray's run on for him. Ebert looking to give off in a hurry. Kicks to Davenport. Should probably have taken the mark. Could still kick a goal. Bouncing ball. Wojcinski lets it roll over. Just a bit untidy.
Well, he's looking at himself. He knows that he should have taken that mark. He had Mackie Cole, Bruce, and was unable to glove it.
Margin 13 points. Chance for Port. Blake wins it down. Tredray hurriedly to boot. It's floating. It's a goal. Tredray gets his second. Quick thinking by the veteran.
That's another wonderful stoppage there for Port Adelaide to be able to orchestrate a goal, and it came from really nothing. It was just a tap. Tredray in front, and the defenders were playing the right side. It was probably a little bit fortuitous where it landed, but they were on the dangerous side, and it just happened to fall into Tredray's hands, but he still had to finish it with two defenders on him, so a wonderful snap.
Interesting duel with Taylor, isn't it? I mean, Taylor's done some great things. Tredders has got two. So Tredray with two first quarter goals. This one not the normal for Tredray.
Well, Milburn was right there. Ling was right there. It just happened to fall in the exact area that he needed it to.
It's Tredray's 20th game against the Cats.
Fine, thank you.
He's kicked 44 goals now, so he's done well. It's 2.5 goals, over 2 goals a game against the Cats, against some stiff opposition over a long stretch. So Blake very physical in the centre. So Port back within a kick and a bit.
Oh.
My footy, well played.
They're tackling with intent, both sides.
I mean, the key to the match is how long can Port play at this intensity against Geelong and stay as close as they are at the moment. Salopek's high ball to centre half forward. Oh, great mark by Enright.
That's so brave.
So Stewart the worse for wear. And now Wojcinski with a running bounce. back to Ling, put him on the wrong side. It didn't matter. Wojcinski was coming through. Chapman, Wojcinski, and then Burns eludes Westhoff, and then eludes Davenport. Goes back to Enright. He's a tough fella. Back to Corey, and then lace out to Mooney. That's Geelong at its best.
The loose plays, you should just go back. As a key forward, go back and kick the goal. Cam, don't even think about it.
On the 50, loads up. Why not if you can do that every time? It's a great team goal.
It's a wonderful goal, but that's why they paid the big dollars, the forwards. He's got to go back and kick those. We've seen this weekend in particular so many players miss easy kicks at goal, but this is where it started. Have a look at that mark there. That is just courageous. It's skillful, and the way they move the foot inside, there weren't too many defenders that could stop that.
Lovely kick too. Much better when he's not expected to get them, Cam Mooney. I think a lot of the pressure goes off. And Corey Enright, fantastic mark, as you said, started it from half-back. He tied with Gary Ablett in Geelong's best and fairest, but failed the Paula Brownlow vote. And, of course, Gary got 30. People do see things differently. Cassisi missed the football. It comes to Chapman. Oh, well done by Ling. Extracted the ball somehow, and then the indignity of everybody falling on top of him. So we'll have a ball up. 34 seconds to go till quarter time. The margin is 13. A goal to either side would be pretty important, I'd suggest, in the last 34 seconds, if in fact they can muster one. Blake knocks it down. Stolen away there by Corns. Gave it across to Logan. Kicks towards half forward. Young Stewart left it behind. A star in the NAB Cup. Almost ricocheted back to him. Crawling after the football, Cassisi. He immediately attracts a crowd. And we've got a whistle.
We're just one-on-one all over the ground now. And I reckon Geelong just need to bottle it up. They'll be happy to go into quarter time with a 13-point margin. They've played pretty well, but Port Adelaide haven't rolled over. They've been pretty good themselves.
So Brogan and Salopek, and then Hitchcock couldn't quite get the kick away. He was gang tackled. Ablett was one of them. Corns did well. The handball to Pearce, a left footer. He gets a bit on it. They need a mark. Hitchcock, not quite. Another grey, I should say. And it was Wojcinski who saved the day.
What a mark.